Someone could have been talking about the moon, but I'm not sure. I gotta remember to actually equip accessories and equipment to people. Transporting Merciful Goddess. Why does this one anger me so? I hate this scenario. I hate this scenario so much. Welcome to... Yep, this is Cardinal. Welcome to... And this is the, yeah. The goddess statue. Oh my god, this is Basil. Yeah, this is... So, if I remember correctly, this is a scenario in, This is a scenario in Residence of Fate where you have to, well, before me, I gave normal combat, guard a statue. She's not a worm. She's hiding in the statue. Yeah, we've all been there. Happened to me last night at Doom. Yeah. It's not really clear where in their timeline Exit Zero are. Hey, Dark! And welcome to the chat. If I remember correctly, at the very least, it's guaranteed that Exit Zero have finished X4, especially because of later. I'm doing good. Playing Cross Zone. A little tired, but that's mostly because of the fact that I was up to like 2 AM playing Doom last night, finishing that up. I can't break that. That means enemies are gonna spawn there. Same. I played more Cross Zone 2, but Yeah, I played both of these games a lot, though. I like this scenario a little bit more. Yeah, same. I like this scenario a little bit more just because this has some of my favorite teams. Well, with the Resonance team, the Tekken team, the Mega Man team, and the Super Robot Wars team. Honestly, I think I do like 2 more than 1. There are only a couple. There's a couple characters I miss in 2. Like I miss the Super Robot characters and the House of the Dead characters. But and honestly, I think 2 just has a better flow. And honestly, one of the minor additions that they did in 2 that I like is the addition of the shop. I kind of like how wacky 2 gets. Like 2's like really to acknowledge like some of the dumber stuff from some of these games, like Christmas from Resonance of Fate. I still don't know the context for that. Because, everyone I've ever talked to about Resonance of Fate is like, oh no, the game's great, it's amazing. I've never finished Resonance of Fate. I have not met anyone who's ever finished that game. But everyone I've talked to who's played it loves it. It's just, it's long. Yeah. I did say Resonance of Fate. To be honest, same. A lot of the games in this series, I had heard. The main reason I bought this game was for these 2. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. But like, I didn't know, for example, I had never heard of Resonance of Fate. I had heard of Super Robot Wars, but I did not know the Endless Frontier was part of Super Robot Wars. I had never heard of Sakura Wars, and I'd only heard of Tekken in passing. Resident Evil, of course, I knew. I knew a lot of the Capcom properties in this game. I love how Zero and X have to, like, rationalize shit. I'll be honest, I forgot. This game reminded me about Dot Hack. Like, I had played Dot Hack as a kid, but not even played. I had seen Dot Hack as a kid, but I did not get to invest a lot of time into it. Like, Tekken, I didn't realize how insane Tekken was until I was older. Because I did not know about the Tekken lore. Holy fuck, the Tekken lore. My first Tekken game was Tekken Tag. But I did not know that at the time of playing this, I did not know that the Tekken lore was mostly just the family throwing each other off of cliffs. Tekken's lore is pretty crazy. Even for fighting games. Yeah, no. If you just play Crossline, you think Tekken is relatively, you know, a normal fighting game. Then you actually learn about the lore, which is just Kazuya getting tossed off a cliff, then tossing Heihachi, then tossing, oh, that's what's going on. I forgot about that. But yeah, it was Kazuya was tossed by Heihachi, then Kazuya tossed Heihachi off the cliff, then Heihachi tossed Kazuya into, I like to say, a volcano, which then eventually would lead to Heihachi tossing Jin out of a helicopter, which then led Kazuya tossing Heihachi into another fucking volcano, and somehow both of them have survived. Like, here's the thing. I know, yes. Hey, Kazuya survived being tossed into a volcano because he was cloned. And the Kazuya was the first protagonist. I choose that word very carefully because he is not a fucking hero. He is a protagonist. So what happened was he had the devil gene within him, but he still had a human side. He was after he came back after being tossed into the volcano, it was just straight devil. There was no more humanity in him. He was just the devil. And then from there, Heihachi being tossed in the volcano and coming back in the most recent Tekken, I don't know. Like, Heihachi has survived, like, random bullshit before, like, surviving the Raging Demon. Like, it is... That's not even to talk about the fact that Heihachi, because he couldn't find anyone on his level to train with, trained a bear in his fucking martial art. And then did it again. And did it again to a fucking panda. The family is batshit insane. Yeah, the thing is, Space Channel 5 from the get-go in its design, you kind of get it to be like, okay, it's going to be weird. Like, I don't think there's anything when you look at Yula, like, you expect some goofy shit. Tekken, you don't expect the kind of insanity that is Tekken. Residence, like, Residence has some silly moments. In particular, it's about one scene that always comes to mind is when they're asked to get a thing of wine, and it's just inside Vash's mind's eye as he's like doing his weird dance, and he's just like, "We need grapes, but all we have reasons before she just I don't think he even says that out loud. He just looks at her and she just punches him straight in the gut. Residence is fun. Not in the aforementioned Christmas. I still don't know the context.
Swinging Report Show!
Thank you, Space Channel 5!
Good morning, 皆さん。今回のうららリポートショーは突然飛ばされたこのアトリエ的な場所からお送りします。
リポートショー？それにあのマイク、何かの関係者かな？
面倒なやつが現れおったの。
Nope.
なんだよ、姫。
There are 2 more.
いわゆるマスコミじゃ。わらわたちの世界のな。
She's a member of the media. I love the way that they capitalize media. Like, is that just an organization name? I don't know anything about Space Channel 5, to be honest, not too much. I know a bit, but, is media like an organization there, or is it just her, like, saying the media? And, we got 2 more, crossover units.
ベビロットのデスサタン9世の姿も見えます。これは大事件の気配が現現します。今回は勝手に予定を変更して激しく緊急リポートします。
Yep.
なお、デスサタン王家について当局の掴んだ情報によりますと、おやつはあらかた300円程度までと厳しい管理体制が敷かれているとのことです。
余計な情報をお茶の間に提供するでないわ。宇宙放送局スペースチャンネル5のリポーターがどうしてこんなところにおるんじゃ。
That's why.
なんだありゃ。生物？いや、
Yeah, no, to be honest, same.
皆さん、あれはモロ星人が操る侵略舞踏メカココタピオカです。
今チャンネル5とモロ星人は協力体制にあったはずじゃが、
モロ星人たちはまたしても何者かに激しく操られているようです。
Yet again,
もともと
this happens a
体
lot.
質なのかもしれません。
そんな理由でいいのかよ。
ちょっと待って、あのメカのいる場所、レールの終着点だよ。
レール？あ、本当です。レールの上になんだか気味の悪い石像が乗っています。移動しているのでしょうか。ですからとにかく気味の悪い石像です。
もうそこを2回言わないでください。
早いところ女神像からアウラを回収しないとまずいな。おいアウラ、抜け出せないのか？
システムのプロテクトを解除するまでまだしばらくかかる。
ってことは奥まで行ったら踏み潰されて終わりじゃん。前にもあったな、こんなこと。
Yep, this is just like Resonance of Fate.
うらら、モロ星人はそっちが連れてきたんじゃろ。責任を持ってわらわたちに協力せ。
一応了解。私の踊りとマイクでチャンネルはそのまま。生中継でお送りします。
At 12 turns.
俺たちだな。
And there are the others. They're all around X. Fuck. Just not telling us shit. Erica, why? We just give you Kaguya, we call it even. I have my priorities, which is getting over to the enemy all the way in the back. Otherwise, it is game over. But I am still gonna leave a squad back here to deal with Saya. Oh, that's a good question. Unfortunately, no, I don't think so. Just because of the fact that the guy who was behind Crawl Zone, like the main person pushing for it, no longer works at Monolith, and I don't think he's at Banpresto. And Banpresto kind of has their hands full with Super Robot Wars at the moment. Which I know is like an eternal thing that upsets the I can't remember his name, but he's the guy behind Devil May Cry. It upsets him because of the fact that he was offered to let Bayonetta be in Crawl Zone 2, and he said no because he wanted Dante and Bayo to beat on his term. And he's like forever cursing it. So he had the opportunity. Also, technically, they were to make another Crawl Zone, it'd be the 4th game. Because, there's Namco X Capcom. I didn't hear about that one. Yeah, it goes Namco X Capcom, the Endless Frontier games, and then Project Crawl Zone. The funny thing is, I mentioned before, because of the fact that Endless Frontier is part of Super Robot Wars and interacts with the Super Robot Wars OG timeline, there is a non-0% chance that Phoenix Wright could have defended the mech protagonist Ryoma Nagri in his murder case. All because of dimensional travel. Because Sanga is from Super Robot Wars OG.
習は高くつくぜ。見とれてんじゃねえぞ。俺様生かしすぎ。
Take out another enemy.
やべえやべえ。
Oh yeah. So I actually didn't know about this until I started streaming it. There's actually some tracks that are removed in the English version. In particular, God Eater, one of the tracks for the God Eaters was supposed to be Over the Clouds, the main theme of the original God Eater. But in the English version, it's removed. I think so. Way Wanderer doesn't have its lyrics in this version. Though, I don't know if you know this. Fun fact about the opening cutscene for both Napco X Capcom and Crawl Zone 1. The animation, well, actually, it's in particular the opening animation of Crawl Zone 1 was made by Studio Trigger as their first project as Studio Trigger. So it's the team behind like Kill la Kill, Darling in the Franxx, Hellcop, Pomia. Yeah. The director was the same one who did the Namco X Capcom opening. That's how he got involved. And some I've seen argue is that it is like the best version of like his mentality when it comes to animation, because it's that really sharp dynamic style, which works so well with the fighting game characters like Jin and Ryu. I think the other reason why I kind of like 2 over 1 is because of the order. Well, Bam Presto was involved, and this is their cup of tea. Because reminder, again, they do Super Robot Wars, which they have to work with like a lot more crazy. They try to work together a lot more crazy shit since it's a bunch of mecha. Context for the one that they are currently working on, Super Robot Wars Y, the things they have to work into are multiple Gundam series from different timelines, Dyna Zenon, Godzilla. They have to work with fucking Godzilla. So this kind of stuff's like, no, there is no problem for them. it also helps that, like, the things that they chose, they stuck. Super Robot Wars has existed for well over 30 years. The first Super Robot Wars was a game released April 20th, 1991.
行くわ。
So they've been around for a while. Though I think the original Super Robot Wars might... Nope. The original Super Robot Wars on the Game Boy Advance... it didn't have as many, like, you know, crazy stuff like we're used to in SR. Let me see if I can find it on here. That's the actual thing. Here we go. The original series that they included in the first ever Super Robot Wars was just Mazinger, Great Mazinger, the original Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta, and Char's Counterattack, F91, and Getter Robo. So, very small, and it was basically just the big three. The first piloted mecha with Mazinger, the first combiner with Getter Robo, and then the first real type with Mobile Suit Gundam.
レディさん、私は甘くないわよ。仕事はきっちり果たすわ。
So yeah, crossovers like this, though, are old hat for them. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that, like, oh, hey, they started with so few series, especially when you compare it to, like, what they do now. If you are a mecha anime fan, do play Super Robot Wars. It is an enjoyable experience. It did for me for mecha anime what CrossZone did. It showed me a lot of anime and stuff I've never heard of. Yeah, Super Robot Wars Y. It comes out in August. And as I mentioned, that one's got an insane roster already with fucking Godzilla! So, you heard like, how small I said that the cast was for the original. For... Give me a sec, I'm pulling up the full list again. For Y, the confirmed series is... Oh, nope, wrong one. Yeah. The confirmed series list before DLC is Rita the Brave, a show debuting all the way back in 1975. Super Electromagnetic Robo Combatala V, which is a combiner show debuting all the way back in 1976. Or a Battler Dumbine, which is a show debuting back in 1983. Heavy Metal Elgaim, which was 1984. Zeta Gundam, Char's Counterattack, Mobile Fighter G Gundam, Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, Gundam Seed Destiny, Gundam Witch from Mercury. So that's Gundam from across much time. The Endless Waltz didn't surprise me because of the fact it's Gundam Wing's 30th anniversary. Mazin Kaza vs. the Great General of Darkness. Getter Robo Arc, Majestic Prince, Macross Delta, Code Geass, The Lelouch of the Rebellion Part 3. Godzilla Singular Point. Quadruple S Dyna Zenon. and as well as some Super Robot Wars OG units making a return. The game's fucking crazy. The only thing we know about the Godzilla segment is the fact that Jet Jaguar is recruitable, but I'm leaning towards Goji being a boss. I don't think they're brave enough to give us Goji. It is also going to be available on Steam, PlayStation, and Switch in the United States, which is a huge deal. Like, this game, this new Super Robot Wars is a massive deal because for years, the only way to get Super Robot Wars is you had to import it from Japan. Most of the older games have never been translated. VX and T, which was the last big trilogy they did, received translations, but not US releases. Super Robot Wars 30 received a PC-only release here in the States. And to go a step further, though, with Y, not only is it the first home console release here in the States for Super Robot Wars, I'm excluding the OG and, like, Endless Frontier from this. I'm talking strictly on the crossover side. Because, Endless Frontier did receive a US release. But, what was that? Oh, yeah. But, to go a step further, it's the return of Macross, which has been in legal fucking hell because of Harmony Gold. Like, go a step further, Sanger here actually appeared in the most recent Super Robot Wars game release, Super Robot Wars 30. And no, it's not because it's the 30th title in the franchise, it's because it was the 30th anniversary game. Yeah, he appeared. It was not this version of him, but it was a version of Sanger. Yeah! That's why I joked that Sanger could have, Phoenix Wright could have defended, a character. There's a character in, a mecha series, his name is Ryoma Nagari. He's accused of a murder he did not commit. And because of, crossover shenanigans, I argue that he could have had Phoenix Wright as a lawyer. Yeah, actually, I think it was. Yeah, God Eater was only 2 years old at the release of Project Cross Zone. So was the Resident Evil it chose, because it chose Revelation. Because Revelations 1 came out that year, January 6th. Yeah, when this game came out, the same year, at the start of the same year, Revelations came out. That's probably why Chris and Jill's weapons are the way they are, and why there's only a T-Abyss, like the standards, instead of, the other infected from that game. They were probably only given, the T-Abyss to work with, because that's what I believe Capcom had publicly revealed at that point. It's also why I don't think the Genesis actually makes it. In Cross Zone 2, the Genesis is used in their attack, but it's not in this one. I think that's just because they hadn't revealed, like, gone into full detail on that yet. But that is just a theory there, I don't know. Because the reason why I say that is because of the fact this game would have entered production around the same time as Resident Evil Revelations. Yeah. Yeah, so Residence of Fate was only 2 years old at this point also. There's a lot of, like, recent stuff. It was probably that, because, if I remember correctly, so this was Sega's first entry into, the series, because Namco x Capcom was just simply Namco Bandai properties as well as Capcom. Sega, they chose a lot, well, everyone chose only humanoid characters. So, like, for example, Sega didn't use Sonic. I think Resonance of Fate fits in line with this mentality more. We had a lot of the companies dig up like old arcade games and stuff like that. Like House of the Dead. No, it sadly does not have the amazing voice acting of House of the Dead 2. No, that's not happening. I don't think... I'm not sure. Yeah, it was a year old at this point, but Valkyria Chronicles 3 had all kinds of issues. So Valkyria Chronicles 3 never, for example, never saw a US release date. On US release in general. So that might have just been Sega just trying to push it a little bit. Or it could have been, we don't know how the development of Crosszone went. It could have been like they asked like who can we use, or they came with a list of characters, kind of like Nomura does with Kingdom Hearts.
みんな行くわよ。
ジン、しっかりついてきてよ。
ここからよ。
敵とのこのタイミングはお見通し。
この距離なら届く。力を貸して。
Come on. Ooh.
みんなのために努力しなくちゃね。
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried there.
さっさと片付けて帰るわよ。これで決めさせてもらうわ。
任務ラジャー。 絶好調です。ジェミニ。やったね。祈りなさい。
If there are any characters I think are likely, I would see maybe the Mega Man cast again. I could see Zero and X. Maybe the more like the newer Sakura Wars characters. I'd see Persona more than likely. Probably I honestly probably see Persona 5 more than Metaphor. Nothing against Metaphor. I honestly kind of like Metaphor more than Persona. But, it's just Persona's a bigger thing. Though it does seem like with Crosszone that they were more willing to dig into, like, some of the more obscure properties from the games. I can say being a solo unit. Like, but yeah, they were more willing to, like, dig into the more obscure characters from these properties. Or obscure properties from these companies. Like, Resistance of Fate never really is a cult classic. Everyone I've known to play it says they love it, but it's asking if they know the game. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It all depends on how the development cycle goes. Yeah, from Sega, I would like to see either Persona or Metaphor. From... I'm trying to think. From Capcom, I kinda would like to see maybe a different Mega Man besides just X and Zero. I'd like maybe Star Force. For if we did, I'd see maybe like see Dante and Virgil updated to DMC5 and maybe add Nero. I think they're from Napco. I could see Luke. That's always, whenever I talk about Super Mario 6, that's always the thing I always say. I feel like Ken got kind of done dirty with his story. Because, like, you don't know, between Street Fighter 5 and 6, you don't know what happened to to Ken, unless you are, like, really into Street Fighter lore and reading, like, I think it was a manga.
Are you ready?
Maybe. Now really throw us for a loop. Throw in Clive as a paradude for Tekken. Or Noctis. Or really just confuse everyone and just going, there are no fucking rules. I mean, I also wouldn't mind like Shulk and Dunbans and Xenoblades on the table to extra Cross Zone 2. I think it could fit well. It's one of those ones though that it had to be set during its story because of the ending of Final Fantasy 16. And I do think Clive has a moveset though that could fit. I could... Well, actually, yeah, no, the blade system in general would make it fit very well for this game. And in the Xenoblade 3's case, the Ouroboros system would work as a special.
思ったよりは。
わらわじゃ
行くか。
弱い俺は止められやしねえほらほらほら見せてやる全開気合い
ジン憎悪で戦ったら人じゃなくなっ
That's true. Who knows? Who knows?
これですね
They made it work for Smash Bros.
これですねこれを使えば
剣山
やれる届かない
ここで狙いは外さない。
Maybe.
私は甘くないわよ。これが最後よ。
I don't think, to be honest though, as much as I'd like to see another game like Crosszone, I don't think we ever will. Just because even, with Super Robot Wars, that's all stuff from, like, within their, wheelhouse. Like, a lot of those have some connection to Bandai Namco.
いわゆるコスプレなんじゃん
It's not like they're reaching out to a bunch of different companies.
のキャッツペンギン
Even if it's just something minor, like Bandai Namco makes model kits for all of these, for all those different anime.
すごい勢いで勝利しました
そいつは
俺が行く。俺たちか。
私は甘くないわよ。これでおしまいにし
Chapter, I believe it's 29. I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say what it is.
さてやるよ
Because, I do upload these to my YouTube channel after I'm done, like, like, I've been uploading them, a mission a day. So it's, like, nice and broken up for people who want to see it.
これが俺の全開気合い
中心にバレ好き。邪魔すんな。優勝絶対。
And I know there are some people who probably never played this game, so I don't want to spoil some of the stuff. But as a Mega Man fan, Chapter 29 is probably my favorite. At least if I'm getting the number right.
自問自罰やるぜまだまだ続くこれでとどめだ
行くぞ。よかろう。
私ね。ナンパ手加減はできないからね。
レイジ見とれるでないぞ
私の前から消えなさい。
くらえ。基準操作。この距離なら
Go for the overkill for the extra experience.
戦争なんてやめてハンターにならん。
俺が助けてやるぜ。まだまだ来るぞ。
行きます。クロスヒットします。スクーターヘビーボールチャンネルはそのまま。
その隙は逃さない。これが最後よ。
Main target's already down to 50%.
皆さんこんにちは。チャンネルはそのまま。天罰です。私たちだね。
勝の癖よ。
私
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
大損ね。この距離なら邪魔よ。私からは逃げられないわよ。
これで勝てる。
It zoned out for a minute there and I let it regain its guard. Oh, I thought I had Jin's multi-hit. So I was misremembering. Okay, get rid of the actual problem. And that ends the level. Yeah, can we save the interview? We got problems. It's the only one we actually don't need to, like, get someone over to save. Though I think X or Zero would have been able to store her.